What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. It is the 6th day of October, and here we are at about 124.7K. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. 10 hours, 51 minutes left in the day here, and we are at prices above our prior all-time highs. This is just exciting as it was yesterday, except maybe even more so because the continuation is real, you guys. We're probably going to keep moving up. The liquidation levels, while on the 30-day time frame there are a ton of longs versus shorts, the longs have come down by about $2 billion in volume over the past 24 hours that I've noticed. Over the past day, the shorts remain tenacious, staying at levels above $2 billion in a 24-hour period. It's crazy, you guys. It's absolutely nuts that even over the weekends, we're getting shorts that are at these levels. And I know that the longs far outweigh the shorts right now on the 7-day and the 30-day time frame. But $2 billion is $2 billion. It's a lot. It's a lot of shorts, okay, every single day that have been piled on. And if you keep shorting, we're going to keep moving up. That's what happens. You're not going to keep shorting. I mean, inevitably you'll be right. If you keep shorting, inevitably you'll be right. But how far up do we have to go before that happens? How much money do you got to lose before that happens? Before we get into the TA, I just want to offer a thought here, a theory, something that we've addressed over the past week now, really since this day here, which is that this here is a giant W kind of formation, right? You've got this W shape. Typically with W's, what you see is the move up, this move here, typically goes just above where the W started, and then you consolidate a little bit, and then you move higher. I want to see if we can find an example of this real quick. Right, this is actually perfect. Look at this, right? Look at this. W right here, you see it? Where'd you go? You went just above where that W started, just above, and then you consolidated, and then you rallied, right? This is a much larger W, but that's essentially what you saw. Even right here, smaller W. Look at that. And then you consolidated, and then you moved up higher. It's very common, very, very common. Even right here, except this is kind of a failed W, honestly. That's a failed W there, but perhaps you moved up here, and then this was your consolidation phase. I don't know, however you want to look at it, but to me, it seems as though we have a very clear path here, that we're on a very clear path with this W pattern, and that would be that we are going to get just above this high, which we are now, maybe a little bit higher. We'll consolidate for about a week, maybe two, and then we'll move up. And that's important. That's an important thought here, because a lot of people keep asking, or saying even, Bitcoin's pumping, why aren't my altcoins pumping? Well, it's not this phase that altcoins pump, it's this phase that altcoins pump. When Bitcoin consolidates, this is that moment when altcoins pump. And what do I know? This is my third bull market. That's just how it normally happens. That doesn't mean that Bitcoin has to consolidate for altcoins to pump. It doesn't mean we have to stop. We could keep moving higher, but I think there's a high probability that we move up a little bit more. we might be stopped here, whatever, but we're soon. I'm sorry. I ate peanuts and they're choking me out. We're soon to consolidate. That's all I'm trying to say, without dying. From a high to a low, the expectation here would be that we go to about $127,000 to 130, maybe $132,000, something just above the 2272 here. If we take this high to low here, that 1272 lines up pretty well at about 130K, 132K, you know, something in that area. Something a little bit more than where we are now. I wouldn't be surprised if we stopped at 127K. I wouldn't be surprised if we stopped at 132K, something in that area, like genuinely in that area. And what do I mean by stopped? Again, I don't mean anything crazy. I mean like this, right? Something like this, just like this. That's all. Just like that. That's about it. And then we'll move up. You know, one could argue that this W started here, and you did the same thing. You moved up and then you consolidated right above it like that. Anyways, again, that consolidation phase is going to be key for altcoins. That'll be when altcoins rally. We look at this on the 1 hour time frame, zooming in here, and looking at the RSI. The RSI is very productive, very, very bullish. We love that you're getting in and out and in and out and in and out of the overbought zone right here. Bouncing off the 50, living above the 50 predominantly. Beautiful. Not getting oversold. Hold on. I got to drink some water, man. Uh, I love peanuts, but man, if you know what I'm talking about, peanuts, you eat peanuts and you just can't. They'll choke you out. I don't know how to explain it. Not from like anaphylaxis. Just it's just something with the shells. They like stick in your throat. I don't know how to explain it. But if you've eaten peanuts, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, 1 hour time frame here. Stochastics look very bullish. MACD looks very bullish as well. All bullish on all indicators here. Phenomenal. Definitely doesn't look like you're stopping here. But if you do, it's not a problem, right? It's totally fine if Bitcoin continues to consolidate here for a week. It's fine. Okay. 4 hour time frame here. Looking at the RSI. Lower lows in the RSI. Higher lows in the price. Hidden bullish divergence. Lower lows in the stochastics. Higher lows in the price. Hidden bullish divergence. And we have lower lows in the oscillators here. And lower lows in the histogram with higher lows in the price. You have hidden bullish divergence on all indicators. This is when all indicators are in a bullish posturing overall, but they're coming down, they're cooling off, while the price is still holding up its end very well and even growing. So you're at higher levels here, but lower levels here, you have more room to run, is all that's saying. Your indicators have cooled off, you have more room to run. Think of this in itself almost like a consolidation phase right here. It's just tilted upwards, and now you're getting ready to break out and move higher. I really do think we're going to make a straight shot for 130K or something around there. We're pretty close right now, but something around there would make sense to me. Very bullish, you guys. Very, very bullish. Daily time frame here, also looking extraordinary. MACD crossing above the zero, bouncing off the zero. We love it. Looking great. Histograms are seeing stronger readings than we've seen really in a long time, since April. Crazy. That's the strongest readings on the histograms we've seen since April. And that, if we take it back here, these readings here, that was just the first leg of this overall move that took us to, from 74K all the way up to 112K. I remember how big of a deal that was. Now 112K is like, don't touch me. We don't want 112K. We're too good for you now. Very, very bullish on all time frames here. What I like here on the RSI is that we didn't just do this. We didn't just get in and out. We've actually stayed here for about a week now. What I want to see is continued behavior up here, right? This is all right, but this would be better. We want this kind of preference. And this was back in April. We're seeing similar readings in the MACD as we saw back here in April, right? We were crossing above the zero. Here we're bouncing off the zero. Similar readings in the histogram. Similar readings even in the oscillators. Hopefully we get similar readings in the RSI too. What would be great, okay, so the relative strength index, it's exactly as it says it is, right? It's relative. Relative strength index. So I don't know about you guys, but if you can see this here with your eyeballs, it looks like this move here is bigger than this move was back here, right? Like this move from a low to a high was that big, was that big. This one overall it seems larger, right? I think undoubtedly it's larger. Let's move it over here and just see. Maybe it's just my eyes. Just a little bit larger. Just a little bit. And then here, just a little bit larger. Barely. Oh, so barely. But it is a little bit larger. Maybe even comparable if you want to say it's comparable, whatever. But overall, if we're getting these same readings but the relative move is stronger, we should expect and could expect stronger moves going forward out of this. That's all I'm trying to say. And depending on how long we stay overbought, how long we live in this area, we could even see a prolonged move that continues to build more than what we had here. And that's my expectation. This move overall, as nice as it was, this is actually a pretty weak move right here for Bitcoin, right? This is a strong move. This is a strong move. These are strong moves here. This overall, this is pretty weak. It was pretty slow. Tenacious. It moved up faster than a lot of people thought it would, and I think we're going to get the same thing here, but overall, I would expect this move to be stronger. We probably continue at this pace going into the end of the month, and we'll be around 180K, if not 150K by the end of October. Weekly time frame is bullish as hell. Again, just one last thing, reflecting on the daily time frame here. I think it'll be good if the RSI can sustain itself and do things like this, like it did back here. That's what we're looking for. Another implication or indication that we're going to see a stronger move might be that we get stronger readings than we've seen, right? That would actually be some of the strongest readings. Let's see. I mean, if we could get above the 90 on the daily, that'd be the strongest readings we've seen really since October of 2023. Some of the strongest readings of the cycle. I think we will. I really do think that we will. Time will tell. Weekly time frame here, looking very bullish. RSI is bouncing off the 50, looking like you want to get back up there. Again, these areas here in the overbought zone, this is not typical of Bitcoin. This is more typical. This is more typical where you see several weeks sustained in the overbought zone, where you see months of readings in the overbought zone. Stochastics look bullish, and the MACD is bullish as well, because look at this, guys. We've actually flipped. We have flipped the MACD green right here. As of now, we got 6 days, 11 hours left in this week. Let's see how it goes. But, man, flipping it green, we set it back here, and it's looking like it's going to confirm right now. This, I had a feeling that this cross red was going to be the first one of the cycle that was kind of a false, right? It was a farce. Every single red cross we've had has marked multiple months of consolidation, where this one here, let's see, this was back in August 2020 or August 25th that we crossed red. It's been like a month and a half, so maybe it's not so dramatic, but still, you know, we consolidated a little bit. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as a lot of these other ones. Let me show you, right? Here we crossed red. Look at how long we consolidated for. We crossed red right here. Look at how far away we were from the low. So like several months, right? We crossed red back here. Once we crossed red, we were consolidating for several months afterwards, right? Here we crossed red, and we were 1 week away from the low, and we've been moving up since. So it's a bit of a false signal, and with that on the MACD, any false signal to any direction, if you have a false bullish signal and then you come down, that only adds to the strength of the downside. If you have a false bearish signal and then you come up, that only adds to the strength of the upside, right? You catch people off guard. At least that's what I would expect. All in all, we're on the way higher. Absolutely we are. My expectation is that we stop somewhere around 130K, maybe just above 130K, maybe just below, but something around there. We'll probably consolidate for a little bit, give altcoins a chance to catch up. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.